Hello, welcome back. This is episode 4 of The Beaten and the Damned, a Percy Jackson inspired miniseries. We are using the Demigods Quick Start Guide as our system. My name is Kelsey, my pronouns are she, they, and I am the communications director for this lovely Twitch channel that you are visiting right now, TTRPG. And as fate would have it, I am also your herald for this evening, otherwise known as the Game Master or GM. I have a wonderful cast of players here with me who are all giant nerds, just like me, and we really love the Percy Jackson series. And this is, I usually say may or may not, but it's a definitely at this point. This is just an excuse for us to live out our fantasies of being campers. So I hope you'll enjoy that with us. We are going to do our player introductions briefly before we get into it. So let's start with Vin.
Hi guys, I'm Vin at VinVoxVA on Twitter, and I'll be playing Rascal the Trickster.
All right, and Milan.
Hello, I'm Mallardman or Milan on the internet. Nope, I said that backwards. Anyway, I'm playing Viren and I'll be using Verdant Playbook.
Wonderful. And Joel.
I clicked the wrong thing. Hello, hi, I'm Joel. I am going to be playing Solar Diaz, who this is Son of Apollo, and I'm using the arcane book thing.
And last but certainly not least, we have Morgan.
Hi, I'm Morgan, also known as Imaginatrix on the internet. And tonight I am playing Althea Cooper, who is the Elemental Playbook and is also a daughter of Poseidon.
All right, so as our cast has definitely noticed, and as the audience has probably also noticed, things have been a little intense as of late in the game. We've had lots of encounters and maybe a little bit emotionally devastating character arc moments. And tonight it's going to slow down a little bit. It's going to be a little gentler. But before I make it easier, I have a little cutscene. So imagine it with me, if you will. The camera moves down a long, winding tunnel, passing through hallways and over ruins, through ancient cathedral halls, run-down sewage pipes, through pathways inside a den of Myrmidons, winding underneath the mortal world at frightening speed. And then it slows down, coming to a stop in a tunnel made from packed dirt, with wooden supports fixed to the walls every 10 feet or so. It's a tunnel in a mine. We zoom in on one of the walls where a folded piece of paper has been pinned with a table fork, of all things, branded with a small, neat logo that says CHB. On the outside of the folded paper, we can see the word alley written in careful, neat handwriting, the writing of somebody who crafts their words very thoroughly before putting them out into the world. And a shudder works its way down the walls of the labyrinth, and the paper melts back into the dirt wall, disappearing. And then we flash to another scene, another room. This is a small, cramped, dimly lit cement box, essentially. There are 3 very ragged-looking teenagers sitting in the room, faces beaten and weary, tired. 2 of them sit on benches, and the third is cross-legged on the floor, hands pressed against the cool cement, concentrating, eyes closed. One on the bench is resting his chin on his hand, leaning forward impatiently, bouncing one leg up and down relentlessly. The third leans against the wall more casually, fiddling with something metal in her hands. Her fingers spark with static electricity every few seconds. And then a shudder passes through this room. The 2 on the bench sit up, looking at the third very intently. And from the floor, just between where their hands are pressed against the ground, a small folded piece of paper rises from the cement. And on the front, it says alley in that same clean-cut handwriting. They unfold the paper and read it once, twice, and then look back to the others and say, "We know where the dagger is." And now we're going to return to where we left off last time, which was talking with Sally in the kitchen. We were asking Sally questions and chatting. We do not have to pick up right back in that scene in the kitchen unless you have more questions for that moment. We can just kind of You can, where do you guys want to go at camp? Who do you want to talk to? Anything you want to do? Anything like that.
Are there any children of Hades who are around the camp?
None that you can find.
Hmm. Okay, fine. Where is Noah?
I'm so glad you asked. Noah is just out and about doing tasks around camp, helping people with their tasks, kind of talking to people, just around. You can find him pretty easily.
Noah,
Yeah?
can I talk to you for a second?
You want to talk to me?
Yeah, don't get used to it.
Man, I think I'm gonna let this go to my head. What's up?
Okay. I was looking for a child of Hades, not finding any around here. So, and Zoe's dad whisked her off to who knows where. But I figured if anyone would know where an entrance to the underworld is, it would probably be you.
I'm so flattered that you now agree that I know everything, but why are you looking for an entrance to the underworld?
Would you believe no reason?
Depends on how hard you try to convince me.
Look, we just like learned some stuff and I just think that it would be fruitful if someone or multiple people were to bathe in the Styx.
And how exactly would that be helpful?
Well, you know, like getting invulnerability.
Yeah, if you don't like die first.
Well, I don't think I'll die, so.
Oh, really? What's your have you talked to your parents? Parent?
He is.
Because no one's ever tried it without a parent's blessing.
I'm guessing Sally doesn't have a phone.
She probably has an option of communicating with the outside world if you wanted to.
I mean, yeah, I just like, I don't know, I haven't spoken to him in a while, but I mean, if I need a parent's blessing, then I need a parent's blessing. So just me and Harry aren't really, I mean, I go home sometimes for like mortal holidays, I guess.
Yeah, I get that. But are you sure you need to go bathe in the river Styx? And he like looks around and like trying not to let other people overhear this.
Look, we're up against someone who apparently did just that. And we can try and get a weapon from another pantheon that he won't be invulnerable to. But I think that we need some sort of backup. And apparently.
Who are you up against that has bathed in the river Styx?
Was it Theo?
Yeah, I was.
Okay. Theo?
I should have known he would have done something like that.
Yeah. So anyway, like I said, just as like some sort of insurance, because I don't know, I've never tried to fight someone with another Pantheon's weapon before. Like, I don't think that was something I'd have to do. And I mean, everyone else is great, but like, Rascal, it basically just talks its way out of things. And Solar just is more of a medic kind of person. And Viren is just, well, he's a tree. So I don't know which of us would end up fighting him. And I mean, I think I'm a pretty good fighter, but I don't think I could beat someone with Achilles' curse. So
Let's back up for just a moment. You said something about another Pantheon.
oh yeah.
What is that about?
Oh well, there was this tree, and then so basically, like
The Tree of Life?
yeah. You know
Okay.
how like people with the Achilles curse can't enter like over in New Rome without it breaking and giving it up, right?
Right, because the Tiber washes Greek
Yeah.
influence away.
Exactly, because they're two different pantheons, even though they kind of come from similar roots and stuff. So they basically implied that, well, Sally did, I think, that if we had a weapon from another pantheon, the person with the curse wouldn't be invulnerable.
And you think it's from the Norse Pantheon?
I mean, that's the closest one that I know of, considering we just went through the Tree of Life.
Yeah. I need to go check on something. Don't miss me too much. And he
Okay, I
turns
went this
around.
whole time without wanting to kill you.
Aw, I'm growing on you.
Okay, whatever. Just go do whatever you need to do.
He turns around and runs off.
Cool.
All right. Anyone else would like to talk to someone, do something at camp?
It's not an RPable thing. I'm gonna go move Yama away from the sheep or goats, I think is what it
The
was.
goats.
that he was- yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna do Solar is gonna do what Solar always does to de-stress, and he's gonna go for a ride around full speed, bring out his bow, practice archery on horseback, just full warrior practice. This is what he does when he's stressed out, and he's gonna de-stress. For the first time, anybody who sees him as a Greek warrior, because he's like, it's even though he's big, he looks focused, his movement is on point, etc., etc. That's what he's going to be doing, and then once he's done, he's going to go to the beach and think about his mother. That's all.
Okay. Tell us a little more about your de-stressing. Where are you going around camp?
Around camp, I'll probably shoot at people, like whatever they're carrying. Like if somebody's carrying
people?
like a cup or something, just
So
just to mess with people.
there's a little group of campers from the Demeter cabin, kind of huddled in a group. They're just chatting, and one of your arrows goes straight through the cup that is in Melly's hands, and they just look over at you.
But I'm not there anymore because I'm on horseback.
And then you're gone.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all I want to do. I'll just de-stress.
Okay, so you're de-stressed, and what are you thinking about on the beach about your mom?
Oh man, mom. That's mostly it, honestly. just because this is not like a tropical beach. It's like a type of beach I've never seen before, IRL. So I don't know if I don't think there's sand. I think this is a pebble beach.
It's mostly dirt. It's like a big pond like in the middle of farmland kind of
Okay.
situation. So it's mostly dirt around the outside.
So digging my toes in the sand is not an option. I see.
Well, there's mud.
No, thank you. That's gross.
Okay.
I'll just go for a walk. Maybe just like do a power walk down the beach. Just kind of be one in spirit with my mother, kind of thing,
All
and
right.
just ponder, just kind of building up the courage for what needs to happen afterwards. That's it. That's all. Solar is not a very complicated person.
Who's next?
I think after the conversation, Viren like looked down and noticed how much like monster blood and stuff was all over them still. Probably
Yeah.
a little bit of their own as well. And they
Yeah.
take a quick shower if Sally allows it.
Yeah, you can do that. There's also some like makeshift camp showers set up here and there.
I mean, I'm not going to say no to an actual shower, so you know.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, you can take a shower, get nice and clean, wash off the monster blood that is also technically Solar's mom, and also like waterlogged, like you got some Sphinx hair on you, like clinging to your shirt. So you have
Not to mention the
wash all
sap.
of it off. Not to mention the sap. That's right. So you can clean all that off, get a fresh shirt.
Red's not usually my color, but okay. Ironic. Anyway, I'm gonna go find Melly. Probably, unfortunately, rather soon after the cup incident.
Yeah, so you walk up to Melly, who's standing with a couple other Demeanor campers, and you walk up and you see just like a blur of fire run by, and there's an arrow that shoots out and like knocks right into Melly's cup and pins it into the side of a tent. And Melly looks over and is just giving a very like what the fuck kind of look. And then looks over and sees you and does not change their expression.
That, just to be clear, that wasn't me. And I'll go and unpin the cup and hand it back. It's got there's a hole in it.
Good for potting, I guess.
Very true. You want to go somewhere where it's a little less, and I stare at the gaggle of gossiping children.
Millie turns around and is like, sure. And we'll walk off with you wherever you're going.
Well, it's been a while since I've done this. Melly's certainly seen me do this before. I would like to use my move, Secret Grove,
Ooh.
or Secret Garden. Because of a ritual only known to me, I make a pocket nature dimension. So Viren grabs a pine cone that is still kind of fresh and green, speaks a few words, and then suddenly it browns and pops, and a bunch of seeds come out, and I collect them into my palm. And as I spread them on the floor, it makes a small little ring. And I gesture and say, after you.
All right. And Melly will walk into the ring.
My hidden green space is a completely different climate than here. You can hear, you can actually hear gently the sound of an ocean very, very far off in the distance, and the smell of salt water. And it is a large grove of redwoods with a thick mist that makes it so you can't really see past like 40 feet.
Mm-hmm. That's sick.
Yeah.
Melly takes a look around. Says, I like what you've done with the place.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I forget. And I make a couple of chairs rise out of the ground. I don't usually sit when I'm here.
Yeah. And Millie sits down and says, "So, what's up?"
A lot of things are weird right now, obviously.
Mhm.
And I realize I've been blowing you off for a while. That came out wrong. I realize I haven't communicated.
Oh, you realize that now?
I guess I kind of knew.
Okay.
But I have been thinking that I want to be more open and honest, especially with you.
Okay.
So I will answer any questions you have. And they can be multiple questions. It's not just like a one and done thing.
I'm trying to think of a good question. So when there was mysteriously a fallen tree that one time and Capture the Flag, was that you?
I did not fell the tree. I would never do that to a tree. I mean, Juniper would absolutely whoop my butt if I did that. That was not me. But if you're asking about Capture the Flag, there was this one time where maybe somehow the Hermes cabin's shoes all had sap attached to the bottom of them.
I did think that was you. I had a suspicion, seeing as there aren't many other campers who produce sap.
I mean, you can, your magic can do that.
Yeah. But when you tap into a tree, it kind of takes a while to get that much out, Like that was a lot of shoes you filled.
Yeah, there are that person.
There were like 15
gods
pairs
know
of shoes.
Do you think the gods know that like contraceptives exist, or they just choose not to?
That
Sorry,
that took a turn. I'm gonna guess yes, they know,
right.
but that they don't care.
Makes sense. Anyway, sorry. Yes. I was kind of thinking these questions would be less that, more along the lines of, why did you do blank? What's going on in the labyrinth? Why do you
All right.
feel the need to murder
question.
someone?
Will you tell me what you have been avoiding telling me this entire time?
You mean while we're in the underground?
I mean just like your feelings in general. You don't really talk about those very much.
I mean, some of them aren't good to say loud. There's a power in words that make things real if you say them. You know this, everyone knows this.
And how is that different from trying to be more honest?
And Viren just buries their face in their hands and mumbles something.
Sorry, what was that?
I've been feeling very bad since a year ago, because I realized I might have had feelings for someone. And this doesn't mean I had any less feelings for you. I want that to be clear.
Okay.
I realize that I might have had feelings for Jay. And then as soon as I realized that, they left for their quest.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
And I also feel guilty because Jay asked me to go and I didn't. Because I was scared.
Well, I mean, everybody's scared. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad reason to not go on the quest,
It wasn't.
especially since they already had 4.
I wasn't scared of monsters or anything like that. I can't. I don't exactly have a. It's weird, right? Because I'm only half, but my soul can never really. Who knows? There's never been someone really like me, except for. Well, that's funny. The only other half nature spirit I can think of would be Achilles. Right? Wasn't he half Naiad?
I think so. Why?
Sorry, that's something related to the quest, the whole situation we're in. Apparently someone else has.
Quest. This is a quest? We all assumed it was just like an attack.
We got a prophecy while we were down there. Miss Dare isn't there, but apparently the spirit was.
Okay, that's not the part I'm surprised by. Have you told anybody that's in charge at camp about this?
Iron wasn't here when we got back, and we've only been back 2 hours.
Yeah, okay.
And also no clue where Mr. D is. Probably enjoying the fact that we're all missing up topside.
Well, what I've heard is that he's not allowed on Sally's farm, because apparently none of the gods are, which I think is a perk. Mr. D didn't seem very happy about it, though.
No, yeah, I definitely think that's a good thing. Can you imagine if your mom was here?
She would definitely have something to say about the potted sunflowers in Sally's backyard.
Yeah. That summer working with your mom was weird.
Yeah, it was. But the prophecy, in the spirit of asking honest questions, was there anything in the prophecy that was, you and your friends are all gonna die? Is it that kind of prophecy, or is it everything's gonna be okay kind of prophecy?
Well, that's the thing, is that it's the worst kind. Here, I'll just. Heroes that were left behind through betrayal and fire shall firmly bind. A decision to make on forsaken ground shall find the exalted broken or crowned.
Forsaken ground. That's interesting phrasing. With the whole immortal agriculture business, there's only one place where Demeter or Persephone refuse to set foot, and that's Tartarus. Because their touch is even in the underworld.
There's more. We know who's doing this to us.
Who is it? I mean, we all recognize that voice in the labyrinth. But is that who's really behind it?
That's who we're thinking. Isn't it weird that Theo literally never got hurt during any of the chariot races or anything?
Well, Theo's probably a better fighter than most other people who've come through this camp. But yeah, it was a little weird that he didn't even get scratched up.
People think, well, we think, Solar, Ali, and Rascal and I all think that Theo has the curse of Achilles.
Hold on. Is that why you mentioned Achilles being half nature spirit? Are you thinking? You better not be thinking about that. Do not tell me that you were thinking about doing that.
I didn't bring it up, but a certain hot-headed Earthshaker Jr. thought of it.
Damn it, Allie.
If no one else can get permission, I think I might have to.
Is that really there's no other option? Is that really necessary?
The less fun option.
So there's
Fun in
something
not the
less
good
fun
sense.
than walking into the River Styx willingly.
Yeah. The other option is we need to. This is only an idea I've had, and Chiron mentioned something offhandedly one time when he had a little bit too much to drink. Apparently, there are cases where blessings fail in the face of other pantheons. So if maybe we could get our hands on some kind of something, or even if we can convince, I don't know, I don't want to meet a Norse god, but if we can get one of them.
Norse gods? What are you talking about? Where did that come from?
The world tree is in the labyrinth, apparently.
Okay. That's news. Were you there?
I met a very angry squirrel. Yes, I was.
I've heard about the squirrel.
Now
that's the less fun option.
Yeah, the squirrel was really mean. I didn't fully understand, which is weird, right? Because I talked to all animals, but that one, it was speaking. It wasn't like it was another language. It was like it was another tier of communication. You know how mushrooms can talk to each other, right? So
yes.
Yeah, I just also felt,
just for the record.
Yeah, well,
you know.
I felt really insulted after I met the squirrel. I don't know why.
Well, that tracks with the other people I've heard from about the squirrel. Just, camp legends. That squirrel is.
Wait, have
you're getting off topic. The less fun option than bathing in the River Styx. What exactly is that?
We can get something that would ignore the curse of Achilles from another pantheon. But that would require us not having our protections either.
Yeah, if there's something from another pantheon you can get that would break or wash away or cut through whatever the curse of Achilles, you should definitely not bathe in the River Styx before you go get it. Any of you.
What you say makes a lot of logical sense, but I don't think the other three are really that logical, if I'll be perfectly honest.
If I'll be perfectly honest, you are starting to sound a lot like them. And I haven't decided yet if that's a bad thing.
And I go towards Melly and I grab one of her hands and hold it. No more demigods are gonna die. I'm gonna make sure of that. If I don't think that they could do it, I won't let any of them bathe. Because they're gonna need someone to dip them, and it's probably gonna have to be me if that's the option.
I don't think I like the way you phrased that. No more
Yeah.
demigods are gonna die. You
If I-
should definitely include yourself on the list of people that aren't gonna die.
feel like this whole thing is my fault. Maybe if I had gone, they wouldn't. No. How much do you know about what happened?
Not a whole lot.
Apparently, Katie knows a lot. And that's why I need to talk to her too.
Yeah, I guess Katie would know. And Katie got here before the rest of us. And Katie didn't play capture the flag. Do you think she knew what was going to happen?
No, there's no way she would let anyone get hurt. She's not like that. But no, I won't believe that she did anything like this. She's not. She's not like that. I was her seeker.
Yeah. We did also think that the other three weren't like that. So forgive me if I'm not entirely convinced.
Well, you're the cynic, and I tend to be the optimist between us, so.
That's okay. Before you go talk to Katie, please keep yourself on the list of people that aren't gonna die.
I will do. I promise I'll do everything I can to come back.
Okay. And Melly is going to hold out arms for a hug.
I will hug them back.
All right. So we're gonna fade out of the magical little otherworldly pocket of redwoods, which is a lovely little secret garden. I do love that. And let's go to Rascal. What are you getting up to?
After being swallowed by the earth, traveling canyons, getting eaten almost by sphinxes, Rascal's taking the world's safest nap. They just picked a corner, bundled up some pillows, blankets, what have you, and it's just knocked out cold.
All right. So you've picked a safe looking tent near where the rest of the Hermes tents are. And you are in the middle of a nap. You are sound asleep, and you're sound asleep because it's not super restful, because you are having a super fun, weird ass demigod dream.
Fantastic.
It's very stunted and chaotic. It's lots of short clips of scenes more than anything coherent. You see a figure, a form, flashing between that of Hermes and Loki so rapidly that it's almost hard to look at. And he's walking through somebody's living room, like in some suburban house somewhere. It's full of people who are attending what appears to be a Christmas party. And nobody looks at him as he passes through the crowd, or, as he stops and reaches up and plucks the mistletoe down from where it's taped to the door frame. He turns back to you and raises a finger to his lips. as if to ask you to keep quiet. And then he disappears with the mistletoe, and everything swirls out in that super disorienting way and swirls back in. And you're spinning and spinning. And then you slow down and you drop into a cold, dimly lit basement. A snake trails its way lazily along the concrete floor, and it slithers up to a wooden crate with the Camp Half-Blood Pegasus symbol painted on the side. In its mouth, it's holding the sprig of mistletoe. And when it gets up to the box, it turns back at you and winks again, and then curls up, and everything goes black. And you wake up very suddenly to somebody like ripping open the zipper of the tent you're in and be like, "Hey, I heard you were back. Do you want to?" And then realizes that you're asleep in the corner. Is like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry."
No, it's fine. I'm pretty sure you just got me out of the trippiest shit ever.
Like good trippy or bad trippy?
Who's to say anymore?
And you recognize this person as your friend and sibling, Silas, your partner in crime.
No, what are y'all up to? Let's go. Get me out of here.
Yeah,
Out of
so
this tent.
we were gonna put a bunch of mud in the top of the Aphrodite tents. Do you want to come help?
Oh yes. They're just
Yeah.
scrambling out. Like they're picking up dirt as they get up, just to have like a full already.
All right, we've already got a couple buckets over here.
Oh, I've missed you. Yes.
All right, we gotta be sneaky though. I think they're onto us after your fun little idea from last week. So we're really gonna get the jump on them this time.
Of course.
And Silas just kind of like looks up and like gives a wave to somebody who's like way far away. And then you see another one of the Hermes kids running out of one of the Aphrodite tents, holding a piece of jewelry that belongs to one of them, and has made it very clear, and you know, as a Hermes kid, that they could have been sneakier, and they definitely were not on purpose. We're offering you a distraction to get all the Aphrodite kids out of the tent.
Cool. And trying to think what to do. You know, they're just gonna give a quick whistle in the direction of the tent and see if they can get the attention of anybody in there.
In the Aphrodite tent. So you whistle in and make me a roll for go ahead and roll just 2d6 plus judgment.
Alrighty. Big money.
And we can actually we'll make this a like a whole ass Pierce the Veil roll. So you can ask the questions depending on.
That's an 8.
8. Okay, so you get to ask 2 questions from the Pierce the Veil list. Do you have it pulled up? Okay.
How can I get this person, place, or thing, of course, to blank come out of the tent? And what has this person, place, or thing done? What happened to this person, place, or thing recently?
Okay. So you give a whistle and you don't hear anything from inside. So you peer just a little bit closer and like peek around the zipper. And you can see that there's like a bunch of muddy footprints on the ground running from the front of the tent to like the third cot back and then back out again. And there's nobody else in the tent. There's no people in the tent. So what happened recently is it's very clear that one of the other Hermes kids very publicly took something from a cot and ran back out, and they all followed. And then how can I get this person, place, or thing to blank? What would you like? What would you like that action to be?
I think I've lost the plot, like somewhere in my selective hearing.
That's
So
right.
essentially, we're trying to set up the mud trap.
Yes.
Okay. So I guess the thing would be a way to keep them out of the tent for now. Like,
Okay.
to keep them distance.
Okay. So this other Hermes kid, you recognize specifically as somebody who, very like playground race-esque, is like, I'm the fastest at camp. So you know this kid can keep the Aphrodite campers occupied for a hot minute being chased around.
So it's essentially taken care of.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you're clear. You're clear inside the tent.
Cool. Then I'm just gonna get this contraption started.
Yeah.
Just mostly rope, a good old pulley. Like whenever like the zipper is open or they enter a second time, it's just gonna drop. Very simple.
Nice, nice. So as you and Silas are setting up this this rig for buckets of mud, he turns to you and is like, so, and like, you know, like actively holding up a bucket of mud while you're like attaching the rope to the zipper, and is like, where did you guys go?
You know, we just hit the old nouns. We saw people, places, and things, and now we're here. How did y'all get here?
Sounds about the same. But we got here like 2 days ago. You were gone for a really long time.
Like, so y'all just dropped in the Sally's, just appeared?
No, I mean, we found a door. Clarice came and got us, and we found a door. But
See,
a lot sooner than you did.
the thing is, we found a door too. We saw a couple of doors. They ended up being boogie traps, essentially. And that's probably what took us longer.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Did you see anything cool?
I wouldn't worry about it. Like, we got here. Sorry, we're late. But
Did you see anything cool down there worth looting?
there was this person with memories and missing shit. I don't know. It was pretty boring.
Oh? I do love a good pile of missing things.
Yeah, but where's the fun in that? You just pick up something. Oh. Well, I did get this coin, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna keep that to myself for a second. Yeah. It's real nifty.
What does it do?
It's just a dummy coin. It always lands on one side. So when you make bets, oh, if this lands on such and such side, and then it winds up on that side, and it's, you know.
We are going to be rich at this camp. We got to find so many people to use this coin on.
Absolute suckers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be perfect.
There's a lot of, they're not going to expect anything. Everybody's in crisis mode. They're not going to expect anything.
It will make it so lighthearted.
Yeah, it'll be just fun and games, you know?
Yeah, just a little goof and a little gaff.
Man. So we're stuck here, and we have all of these vulnerable campers. And we have all the time in the world.
Oh, don't say vulnerable like they're victims. Just our cousins and siblings and what have you. Everybody loves a good prank.
I mean, as much as I love it, theft is technically still a crime.
See, victims, theft, it's just a joke.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're still victims. Oh, yeah. You're right. I think I hear people coming back. There's a couple
Okay.
footsteps getting a little bit closer to the tent. So are you gonna try to get out of the tent, go to the back? How are you getting away from the scene of the crime?
Yeah. Rascal is gonna try to weasel out.
Okay. You're gonna try to sneak out without being seen?
Mhm.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to perform under pressure.
All right. So metal baby. A 9.
A 9. All right. So there's one complication, so you're gonna choose one option from the list under perform under pressure.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna give my next roll Fate's Disfavor.
Okay. All right. So you and Silas both make it out the backside of the tent and zip it closed just as you hear the zipper in the front start to open. And then you hear a crash and a very metallic clang against like the bucket against legs of the cots. And then you hear several campers, probably 2 or 3 campers, just like covered in mud. And your prank was very successful.
Heck yeah.
Is there anyone else that you would like to go talk to or anything else you want to do at camp?
I think that'll do it. I think that was worth
Okay.
it.
So if I look at my notes, I have notes, I promise.
I would like to go talk to Allie, actually.
All right. Go talk to Allie.
Is Noah still hanging around, or what did Allie do after? I forgot.
Noah walked off, and
yep.
then what
I
did
think
Allie do?
Allie's just like by the lake, like skipping rocks, but like skipping them farther than like a normal person should be able to do.
I'll come up from behind and say, "Watch out! You're gonna hit one of the trees back there."
I know my limits. I can prevent myself from hitting the trees.
Right. Be serious for a moment. Do you want the curse of Achilles?
I mean, I don't necessarily want it, but
Are you sure? Because, and I mean this in a constructive way, you got a chip on your shoulder.
yeah, and your points.
You really want to do this, and you want to do it for the right reasons, I can try and help you.
I mean, I guess it depends on what you consider to be the right reasons. Because I think saving everyone here from whatever Theo's planning is a good reason.
But is that your only reason? And I need you to think carefully. Do you think there might be anything else clouding your judgment here? You don't have anything to prove. You know that, right?
Yeah, well, tell that to our parents.
My parents have made it abundantly clear I don't have to be a hero or anything. I can go back to California at any time.
Okay, fair.
But you don't have anything to prove to yours either.
Have you ever killed someone, Viren?
Killed monsters.
Yeah, but monsters, we kind of
Come back.
turn them to dust and then say it's okay because they can come back at any time. Well, sometimes within our lifetime, sometimes not, you know? It's not, I don't have anything to prove. But I do need to make things right.
I understand completely. And yeah, I would say I've killed some people. Maybe not directly, but I've been a seeker for a little long.
Yeah.
All right, then. Hope you got a swimsuit ready. I need to figure out how to get us to the sticks.
Yeah, I literally don't get wet unless I want to.
I was trying to make a joke. It's just, sorry, trying to bring a little humor. I've been very stressed for the past like 5 hours straight. I guess 3 days technically. Jesus.
Fair.
My blood pressure, my internal body pressure is through the roof.
Do you need to
Yeah.
rest, Byron? Or
Oh,
sorry, I've been walking Yama. I just saw you guys.
When did you
Talking.
get here? It's like you're a ghost. You just kind of pop up.
Well, I mean, like I said, I was walking my horse.
You know, you need to work on being like way more like noticeable.
Are you telling me I need to?
yeah, honestly, about all the half bloods, your sense really muted, to be fair.
Who, mine?
Yeah, you smell like
Horse?
no. You smell like baking flour that's been mixed with a little bit of like honey. It's weird. I don't know why. Sometimes I don't notice it.
I'll take that as a compliment. I do try to shower really well, so maybe
It's definitely a compliment.
okay. What are you talking about? What's going on?
We're talking
Everything all right?
about what we gotta tell Chiron when he gets back and when he decides to send us all to finish this quest.
Oh,
Are we telling Chiron? Because I was gonna skip that part.
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I agree with Ali.
I'm sure under the circumstances, Chiron's gonna let us go no matter what.
Well, I
Well,
hard disagree with that.
there
To
are
be
4
fair.
of us, that's true.
I mean, we can always leave Radish behind. That's fine.
No, I meant. Oh, you do mean Rascal. Why does names are not that hard? Like I have trouble with some of them, but they're not that hard. We've known each other for like 8 years at least.
It's just a nickname. It's fine. Sometimes we give pet names to each other. It's fine. Rascal
Speaking
sometimes
of-
calls me the annoying one. I don't find it confusing.
Let me talk to Chiron at least.
Okay. If all else fails, we just, while you're talking, we will leave. And then you can't catch up to us when he inevitably says, I'll send other people that are more capable than them.
You think of anyone more capable than us for this? Yes, I can
many
actually.
people.
I think I'm capable sometimes.
Well, that's one of us.
I think I need to make a phone call or iris message or something. So I'm gonna head back up to the house.
Oh, Ali, here. I'm gonna give you the reins of my horse, of Yama. Here, can you walk it back up? I'm gonna stay at the beach for a bit.
I'll walk the horse and I'll pick the rein. Oh,
Well,
you're
hey,
Oh,
my
literally on fire, aren't you?
okay.
dad literally created horses. I could have taken. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I was. That's okay. Oh,
Yeah, but
all
you're
right. There he goes.
busy doing.
Oh
the
no, he's still
thing.
here.
All right.
And I'm going to carefully walk the horse, like
The horse is gonna
fully
try to
like
cuddle with you.
facing it.
He's going to try to like nuzzle up to you. 100%.
Dear,
It's you guys are gonna basically start running up the hill because the more you pull away, the more he's gonna get close to you. That's why he messed with the goats. He likes to cuddle. Sorry, I gave it to Water Lady because water. But no,
I think
Plant
after,
Man
like-
wanted to take over.
I think about like 15 seconds after Viren agreed, they're thinking, "Why the fuck did I agree to this? Sorry, why the heck did I agree to this?"
100%.
And just like at one point breaks into a full sprint, completely dropping the reins, and the horse is just chasing.
As you guys walk away, Solar's gonna be like, "Call me if anything important happens."
Ah!
Okay.
All right.
Oh
So
shit! No, wait. Actually, I'm gonna. As soon as I say that, I'm gonna go up after them because I forgot I haven't told anybody about the picture that I saw. That I totally should have said something about last session, and then I didn't.
what happens? Who you gonna tell?
I don't know. I imagine that with Viren running away from my horse and Ali power walking in the direction of a phone number, they're both walking faster than I dare to walk. So I imagine I'm like halfway up the camp, and I don't know, maybe I catch Rascal or something. I'm just gonna be like, oh hey, there's Rascal. And it's be like, hey Rascal.
Just like that. Hey, you, what's up?
So I just caught Ali and Viren having like a shit chat at the beach. There was talks of maybe leaving without talking to Kyron.
Great idea.
Right? That's what I
100%.
said. Weirdly enough, it was Ali's idea, so I was a little but I agreed. But Viren said he was gonna go talk to Old Horseman.
Why would they do that? Just so we
Oh.
can send somebody else, or
Well, that's what we complained about, but he said he was going to do it anyway. But
Well,
no,
maybe we
actually,
can just leave a note. We can just say, "Hey, we're gone." Da, da, da,
that's.
da."
I mean, has that ever worked for anybody?
I don't know. It could work for us.
That's true. Do you have paper?
I got mud.
Why are
Like,
you?
covered in it. Don't worry. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We can ask Sally for some paper.
Oh yeah, ask the adult for paper, and then she's gonna be like, "What for?" And we'll be like, "We're gonna try to convince a different adult that we're gonna run away without their
We don't
blessing."
have to say we want to do origami. We want to make coloring pages for the younger kids. We can pull some.
I don't
Who
know how to make
tells the truth
origami.
around- Who tells the truth anymore? You don't have to know how to make.
Literally, the son of prophecy is kind of my deal. Well, my dad's deal, but still.
Yeah, but it's not your deal. So Lark can be the demigod of liars.
That is not a good idea. Not
Anyway,
very good at it.
Yeah, it was just a suggestion. You don't have to tell the truth. It can be up to me. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I'll let the lying to you and the crimes and bad things.
Not necessarily bad things, just the japes, the goofs, you know.
Sure. Do you know anything about, and I'm going to refer to the picture, I describe it. I don't remember what the description is, but it's
Um, it was in the chapel with all of the like layers and layers of graffiti and paintings and stuff, and like kind of near the floor there was a painting of like it was so small that it was looked kind of like stick figures from where you were standing from, but you could tell that like up close there would have been a little more detail. There was one really tall, like golden red thing standing there, and there were 4 smaller people in orange shirts standing up, like ready to fight it, and then also a gold figure off to the side.
And that's what the image looked like.
I know this really isn't like a role we have, but could I possibly do judgment or weird to possibly know?
Yeah, Pierce Seville would be perfect for that.
All right. Oh, I forgot how to add. That's a 7. I saw the 3 first and panicked.
All right. You could ask 2 questions.
All right. Let's see. I scrolled past the basic moves. I guess who is responsible for this and when was this made?
Who was responsible for this and when was it made? So who was responsible for this? Like who painted it on the wall? It was painted on the wall a very, very, very long time ago by a previous oracle from many, many, many decades ago. So that was the when, and then it was a previous oracle that painted it.
I mean, at the very least, it's just an old oracle doodle. I mean, I don't know what the piece from it in particular.
Sure, because those have no importance whatsoever to them. Just they're doodles. That's it.
Listen, I don't have a degree in art history. I don't have a degree at all. You asked me, and that's what I gave you.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
So,
but is it like
me?
It's concerning though, because I was like, "Hey, yo, Dad, give me a signal, dude," and then ray of light through a window that wasn't even a window, and then it just beamed directly like a thing into the image, and it's just it clearly has something to do with us.
But
it's not like not us.
Yeah, I know. Like in general, demigods.
I want to talk to them though.
Then what? Y'all are all prophecy art nerds. Why is that a problem?
Because that also may include someone that I don't particularly want to talk to right now.
Who? Wait.
Who could that possibly be?
Above game. Isn't his name Connor?
Yeah.
What? It's up with everybody in Connor. He's just a little weirdo, and we're all weirdos.
Well, it's not that it's look. I had my phase too. Okay. The problem is we are in a crisis, and he's locked himself up in a tent, being all "woe is me," which is fine. Just not what.
And what are you doing?
I'm trying to figure out what's happening.
And you are not exercising all your available resources. And then complaining.
I'd hardly call Connor resources.
It's still a person's. You know what?
Look, if anybody is okay to talk about Connor, it's me, because I'm his big sibling. I take care of the kid. All right, but also, it's exhausting sometimes when you are the child of the sun, and then you're broody. It doesn't matter. Listen, Connor is not the important part right now. He's very important. Just when the entirety of our society or us are in trouble, that fine, but you're coming with me.
Sure.
And we're gonna go talk to Connor.
Um, so you walk up to Connor's tent.
I knock.
Yeah, like, well, like just after Connor walked in, so you just watched Connor like walk right into the tent, and the flap still isn't closed by the time you walk up to it, so you can like see it.
Okay. Hey.
Oh, hey.
I need to talk to you.
Yeah, about what?
See, your sibling had a thing, had a premonition, or what have you, one of your Apollo happenings, and we were thinking, well, maybe we could get some deciphering done by one of our more artistic fellas.
That's one way to put it. Yeah.
And you want me to help you?
Yeah.
According to Rascal, you are the person to ask for help. Yeah. And I said, you know what? I trust Connor. He's my sibling. I will go with it. And here we are. So I sit down and I just info dump the entirety of what is happening and onto his lap.
Okay. And Connor just sits there, like nodding every once in a while. And then when you're done describing the premonition, they just like look at you for a second. Nobody takes me seriously around here. Do you really think I can help?
I mean, to be fair, nobody takes me seriously around here either. So
No, but at least they ask you to do things. They all think I can't do anything.
Connor, are you aware that I've never left camp until what is 3 days for you and a day for me?
Well, but like, you like teach and stuff. You can do.
Yeah, and you'll get to teach when you grow older. You've got skills.
Like what? What do you think I'm good at?
Well, you got great fashion sense. I wouldn't be able to match so much black with each other. That looks great.
Yeah, it's taken me a really long time to perfect it.
Honestly,
Thank you.
it's I think you have really good like social skills to be able to get all these things into camp without Kyron noticing and taking them off of you. That's impressive.
Well, Chiron has seen. He said that it was fine, but I think he just said it to get me to shut up.
Well, that
I
was
may or may
Cerulean.
not. I may or may not have been reciting a lot of Edgar Allan Poe.
Well, that was really mean of him, wasn't it?
Yeah,
But hey,
it is really mean when people try to get you to shut up when you're reciting
that's-
poetry.
you know, I'm not a poetry person. I'm more of a running and horseback person. But that people shouldn't ask you to shut up when you're talking about something you like. Tell you what, give us some. Come on.
Okay, so you said there were 4 people in orange shirts,
Mhm.
and then a really tall glowy one, and then a gold glowy one. So the quest last year, there were 4 of them that went, right?
I believe so.
So that's
Yeah.
probably them. And then the other 2 are probably whatever they were fighting.
That makes sense.
See, I never would have thought about that.
Usually in prophecies and stuff, there's a few different gods that would be those colors of glowy paint. But I mean, if the rumors are to be believed, then I think the gold one was Zeus, and the bigger one was worse than Zeus. And kind of like looks up, waiting for like thunder to sound, but nothing happens.
What, you mean like Kronos?
Worse.
Worse than
You know where they went, right?
they went to Tartarus, right? GM, storyteller, Herald.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Okay,
did.
yeah, I know where the one went to Tartarus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
That's true.
Did you know that Tartarus isn't just a place?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. It's like a living thing, older than the gods and the Titans. There's this really sick story from a long time ago that like when some other campers were down there, Tartarus like built himself a body out of like the weird rocks on the ground and like started swinging at people.
Metal.
So I think maybe that's the other one from the picture.
And and he glows?
Well, I mean, immortals
Oh,
could be
that's a good
artistic
point. Yeah,
interpretation.
that's fair.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
So we got those four, Zeus and tartar sauce.
And you can see even Connor's trying to hold back a little bit of laughter at that. Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Well, okay. Since we're already here, Connor, you know you like poetry and that stuff. Would you be able to tell us your opinion on something also important?
Yeah, what is it?
Cool. All right. So we got a prophecy, like a legitimate one. I'm trusting you with this. We're not supposed to. I don't actually know what the protocol around prophecies are, but I don't think we're supposed to tell others. But listen, it goes, because I totally remember this perfectly and I don't have it written down anywhere. Heroes that were left behind through betrayal and fire shall firmly bind. A decision to make on forsaken ground shall find the exalted, broken or crowned.
Hmm.
What do you think of that?
Well, there's usually like a lot of imagery in prophecies, right? Like super abstract stuff. It's pretty cool. There's like a whole history about it that I read at camp one time that I found in the cave where the oracle stays. It's pretty cool. It's really long. It has some other poetry in it too. Yeah, but anyway. Excuse me, my throat is very gunky.
It's okay, Connor. It's fine.
But so the imagery, there's a few different things in there that it could be, I guess. Pretty much like any noun you look at is going to be like something different than what you think it is. That's usually how this goes. It's how you pull really deep meaning out of a poem. You make everything a metaphor.
See, I'm not very good at those.
Did you know that time is also a metaphor?
Really?
Yeah.
Is that why it changes and it runs differently depending if you're like in the labyrinth or outside of it?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's like a river. It's a metaphor.
Interesting.
I think we got everything we came here for. Connor, you are a saint. God sent. Thank you so much.
I think technically we're all God sent, but thanks.
See, there you go. Just those pearls of wisdom.
Well, but I mean, hold on. It's only fair that Connor gets to also get something from us. I think it's only fair. So Connor, what can we do for you?
Anything?
Well, I mean, with a reason.
I mean, anything
sure.
your bro can do for you. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Solar can do anything.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Well,
I mean, you offered.
so before the whole like swallowed by the labyrinth thing,
Mhm.
I was trying to plan a poetry reading, and I don't think anybody was gonna come.
Okay.
So could you like maybe show up and bring your friends?
Tell you
You have
what,
friends, right?
I'd like 3. Yeah. If you want, tell you what, I'll do you one better. If we make it back here from our quest,
Where are you
I'll-
going?
wow, there's talks of quests and things. It's fine. The prophecy we got is a thing that just happened for us. So where me, Viren, Ali, and Rascal are thinking that we're gonna have to go and do fixing of that. That's why we came to you. We were like, well, we need wisdom. We need to go to a wise person, and we came here. So we
Wicked.
talked to you. Yeah. I'll make sure that I'll put in a good word so that it's not just me and the other guys, but like everybody comes by.
Thanks.
Got it. Make sure you bring your A poetry though, because everybody's gonna be listening and watching.
I have 3 hours worth of material planned. And he pulls a binder out from like under the cot. It's like a thick ass binder.
That's great. That is fantastic. Is it gonna be like an open podium poetry reading or
No, I wrote all of it.
okay? Sounds great. You know what? we have to go, but we will totally go there and after we're done. I'll make sure of that.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. What are siblings for? You help me, I'll help you. We help each
Yeah.
other. We gotta go.
Rascal is out the tent, by the way. After the binder, it has an outline.
All right. Now I meet up with the Rascals and I'm just like, why didn't you stop me? It's 3 hours.
You know, you were doing so well, and I don't know who this third person is you have counting as a friend, but I hope they can make it.
Well, they will. I mean, I have Melly. Melly is the medic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Melly. Gods know I wasn't talking about Allie. But there's Viren and the other, tree people and the medics and a lot of other people. My whores. I'm sure Yama likes poetry. I'm sure it'll be fine. Horse, as in horses.
I
For the
also
record.
misheard that. I was like, what?
Oh no! My horse, as in play club. Dang, I'm a horse.
I heard horse. For the
Thank you.
record.
Okay.
Lar's got like 40 contacts in the phone that just says new contact 1, 2.
The funny thing is from Solar's goth phase too.
So as you are having this discussion with Rascal, there is, and as Viren and Ali are still talking somewhere, I think, or did you guys part ways?
I think they stepped away and Viren's gonna go harass a good old camper.
Okay. So as we're all having these conversations, heading to your next destination, etc., there is a very noticeable pulse along the ground beneath your feet. It runs through kind of like ripples in water when you drop a stone in, and it's all coming from the shed where Noah had pointed out that teams have been going in and out of to find more campers. And the door to that shed, where they've been going in and out, it slams open, and you hear the crack of the wood on wood like across the entire farm. And the last few missing campers tumble out. They're like falling over each other into the grass, and they are shortly followed by Chiron, who fires an arrow into the entrance and immediately slams the door behind him and like leans back against it so it won't open. And all of that is accompanied by a small puff of black fog that hangs around the ground for just a couple seconds before it dissipates into the rest of the air. And Chiron does his very best to wipe the fearful expression from his face. And he says, I hope you all haven't started campfire without us. And that is where we're going to cut to break. Hello, welcome back to the 4th episode of The Beaten and the Damned, a Percy Jackson inspired miniseries using the Demigod's Quick Start Guide as the system. So, right before break, we left off. The last few campers and Chiron have tumbled out of the shed that Camp was using as an entrance to and from the labyrinth. And they were, excuse me, I just ate a granola bar. So they tumble out, accompanied by a small puff of the mysterious black fog that dissipates quickly. And Chiron fires an arrow back as if they are being chased, turns around, slams the door closed immediately, and is like, I hope you guys didn't start campfire without us.
Of course not.
Go ahead.
Yes. And I'm going to go and run over and help some of the campers up. And then after
Me too.
direct them to Solar, and I'm going to go talk to Chiron.
Okay.
I'm just gonna start immediately. I went into combat medic attitude, just like, all right, everybody, head count, body count, limb count. Let's make sure everybody's in one piece and make sure everybody gets the medicine help, the medical help they need, and just take over that.
Okay. And no one is too badly injured, so you can help patch him up. Scrapes and bruises left behind, but nothing fatal. But yeah, so Viren, you wanted to talk to Chiron?
Yes.
All right, so when he sees that the campers have been like helped and escorted, he starts, I would say like stomping, but it's more like aggressive clopping over to the house where Sally is. But you could easily catch him on his way over.
Chiron, boss man, why am I awkward today?
Hello, I'm glad to see that you are back. Are your friends back as well?
Yes, Solar's already tending to the injured.
Okay.
Apparently our timelines are a bit mixed up, because for us, we only experienced one day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that happens in the labyrinth. Time is different there. I don't really know how long we were gone, but it felt like a few minutes.
Apparently it was only a few hours here.
All right. That's not too bad, I suppose.
I have a couple things I want to mention. We've already been briefed. We understand the situation, but I think you need to understand ours. We received a prophecy.
Oh.
Madame Dare is not in the labyrinth, but the spirit was.
What do you mean the spirit of the Oracle, but not in Rachel Dare?
Yes.
Okay.
And I just catch Chiron up on what happened in the labyrinth, and I will omit the parts about our plan.
Okay.
This is the first time Viren has ever lied to Chiron.
It is. And you know what? Because of that, I'm going to have you roll to perform under pressure. Since you said that.
Is it possible for me to help? Because I figure I would be done quickly helping the kids and then go and check on Chiron's wounds if he has any, and then reinforce. And then
I got a 7.
Well, hold
7 for perform under pressure. Okay.
Because
So-
I don't think you can get it up to a 10 with the help.
Solar, if you roll 10 plus, you could choose I guess you would only get up to 9, which would still be the same tier for perform under pressure.
I'll just be Viren says yes as a person and be like
Moral support.
damn right.
Okay. So Viren, there is a complication, and you need to choose one option from the perform under pressure list.
I think Viren is very stressed and didn't realize what they were doing and accidentally snapped their shepherd's crook in half.
No. So you're talking, you're like fidgeting with it and like moving it around, just like super anxiously, and it just Chiron says, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, just nurse. Yeah.
I suppose okay is a relative definition these days.
Yes. Speaking of, maybe we should consider hiring a full-time therapist for the camp. Anyway,
I have tried. Our camp director has put up hurdles, but our camp director is retiring soon, so we might find room for it in the budget.
Assuming they don't send someone worse. You remember that summer when they sent? Yeah.
I remember very well.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yes. Anyway, I think the four of us that received that prophecy are meant to go and do something and fix our situation.
I see. So you've been given a quest by the spirit of the Oracle.
Yes.
I see. I suppose that kind of summons can't be ignored.
Technically, you still have to authorize it.
Well, seeing as we have all already left camp, it's not really leaving camp to go on the quest. So, if the spirit of the Oracle has given you a quest, I will authorize it. Do you have a plan?
First, we need to talk to Danny.
Okay. Why do you need to talk to Danny?
They have some insight into what we need to talk about. This relates to last year as well.
Yes, I feared as much.
Can I ask a personal question? I mean, we've played Pinochle as pairs for a while now. Why does Sally hate you so much?
She may have told you that she never attended camp, but that is not true. She attended for one summer, and we did not get along.
I mean, there are a lot of kids who you still don't get along with, but I wouldn't say they hate you like she does.
Yes, well, there was a lot that we disagreed on. And given her parentage, who also has been known to voice strong opinions, as a group, we decided that it might be best if Sally did not attend camp.
I have never heard of you expelling anyone before.
It was more their decision than mine. I think she was in more danger in the mortal world than they realized, even as second generation. But it's the family's decision.
Okay. Yes. You look not that great, so I'm gonna let you rest up. I'm gonna go handle this.
You need anything else, Chiron?
No, thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
Solar.
All right. I'll be going with Byron.
When Chiron's out of earshot, and I feel like I know like how far that is. I need your help because you're pretty persuasive, and I am the opposite of that.
In what world?
People like you a
In
little
what
bit more
world?
than they like. Are you kidding me?
No.
Do you know how
Rascal
many
doesn't even know
people-
my name.
Okay, Rascal doesn't know anyone's name.
Well, that's. But funnily enough, it knows the name of Connor, actually. So
You know, that actually doesn't surprise me as much as I thought it should.
that's
But
what I said. Well, I thought it, but yeah. Whatever. What do you need help
Anyway,
with?
I need you to help me talk to another camper and get them to help us.
Okay. Sure.
You know that one kid, kind of like, I think actually Connor's friends with them. They have their own cabin. They're a little isolated. Danny, what's their last name?
Didn't decide. This character has been created very recently.
Oh, is
Um,
that no? I thought that was their last name. Danny, what's their last name? It's
Danny undecided.
Danny Terminus. That's what it was.
There we go.
I think I've heard of them. Sure. I think Connor brings them around our cabin.
You know who their divine parent is, right?
No, I don't.
They're a kid at Thanatos. I look at the attendance logs like every start of every summer, so I kind of know.
Like the Thanatos.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, there's no other minor deity who may be less the Thanatos, or
I need them to take a couple of us to, and I will lean in when I say this, the river Styx.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
No, I think it's maybe the worst idea I've ever had.
Okay, yeah, it sounds like the worst idea I've ever heard, and I've spent time listening to Connor do poetry. I mean,
Well, I mean, every like once in a while, there's something that's all right.
yeah,
They're young.
This idea is not
They need
it.
practice. It's not like they get a lot of creative writing practice here, especially with Noah's freaking mythology lessons every other day.
Good. I'm glad that you say that because we're about to get 3 hours of Connor poetry soon, and
Oh.
there's gonna be great poetry in there for you. I'm glad you said that. Now I'll let them know that
Anyway.
you're gonna. Okay,
Do you think you can help me convince them?
you want me to convince? You know what? Sure. Let's.
Awesome. Let's go get the other two.
Who are the other? Oh, Allie and
Our quest
Radish.
mem-
Yeah,
What are you-
yeah. Let's go.
Are you okay? Have you slept
I'm-
yet?
I am very tired. It's okay.
Okay. You go
It's
take a like
No.
2-hour nap or whatever you need.
No. You
I
need
can
my
try
help to
and-
talk to the. No, it's fine.
For the record, only one of you has slept. Well,
It's
yeah.
true. I mean, let's just we can plan for
I don't-
tomorrow, right? Let's just finish preps
Half of me
today.
doesn't need sleep, so it's okay for me anyway.
Oh yeah, we get it. Your plan, whatever. Let's go
Alright.
talk to the kid, and then we can rest. You can, I don't know, stand outside or something. Whatever it is that you do to not because you
I-
planned.
I can sleep in a bed. I just okay,
Oh.
whatever.
All right,
I
let's
will.
go.
Let's go grab Allie and Rascal,
Okay,
and we'll try and find them.
we do.
Yeah, you find them easily enough. You're all just around camp, unless
Wait.
one of you is trying to hide.
Well, I did want to do something after
Okay.
Chiron arrived. I wanted
So maybe that happens before this.
I wanted to go in the house and find Sally.
Okay. You find her easily enough in the kitchen making some lemonade, a large batch of lemonade.
Hey, Sally. Sounds really similar to Allie, which is
Yeah, I
my
guess.
name. And we're related. Anyway, do you have like a way of like contacting like the outside world at all? Like I kind of need to call my dad. Like, does Iris messaging work here? Or because the gods aren't allowed, does the goddess Iris not does the connection not hold? Or
Yeah, so really the only the only connection that we have to the outside world here, because it is remote for a reason. There's an old water fountain around the backside that sprays. It's like kind of broken, so there's some mist that comes out of it. So you can use an Iris message there.
okay.
There's a little pot of
awesome.
drachmas by it.
Okay, cool. Thanks. I'll be out back then.
All right, glad to be of service.
She goes out back and turns on the water spray and flips a drachma into it. It says Harry Cooper.
And the image in the rainbow before you kind of flashes in, and you see your dad, Harry Cooper, on a sailboat, manning a sailboat, and the water is kind of choppy, so there's like mist and like water spray kind of coming up from the sides, so there would also be a rainbow there, coincidentally. And your dad says, Allie, hi, how are you?
Hi, Harry. So I needed something from you. No, we haven't like seen each other since, what was it? It was like the spring, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so I'm kind of doing this thing that requires parental permission.
Is camp taking you on a field trip? Where are you guys going?
I mean, I'm 19. If it were that, I wouldn't really need parental permission.
Right. Yes.
But I'm kind of taking my own field trip to the underworld to bathe in the river and get invulnerability.
I don't know that I like this idea.
Well, here's the thing. With or without your permission, I'm gonna do it, and no one's ever successfully done it without permission, as far as we know. So it would be really great if you did give me your blessing, Dad, because I kind of don't want to know what would happen if I didn't have it.
I see. And does your other father know about this?
I'm assuming, well, usually I'd say he probably knows just because of the whole God thing. However, considering that gods can't really like access this area, maybe not, but I'm sure he'd figure it out.
Where are you that the gods can't access?
Sally's farm. You know, Poseidon's other older son's daughter.
I can't say that I'm familiar, no.
I told you about Percy.
Right, yes.
Yeah, well, his daughter, who is my niece, but is also older than me, which is just a whole other thing. The cat is attacking the door. So I mean, I can shout out to the lake and hope he hears me, but
Okay. Well, are you going to be careful once you
Oh.
have it?
yeah, of course. Like, I figure that once we do what we need to do, I'll just take a trip back over west where you are, in LA, maybe pop up to New Rome, cross the little Tiber, break it. No big deal.
Well, I suppose if I get a visit out of it, then how can I say no?
Yeah, probably should have visited more often, but well, it was just a little busy at camp as usual.
As usual, yes. Ellie, even as a child, you have acted as though you are already invulnerable. So I hope that this will make that a little bit safer.
Yeah, me too. Well, thank you. And suppose I'll talk to you later.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye, Harry or Dad.
Bye. And there's a couple more splashes and the image fades.
And I wander around to the front porch, I suppose. And that's where she is hanging out.
All right, so it sounds like there's now availability for everybody to chat once again.
Oh,
Hello,
boy.
Allie.
I have an idea that might succeed, actually, maybe, at getting us to where we need to go for doing this thing, if we still want to do it, which, if anyone doesn't want to, say now.
Now,
I mean, you're still overruled by like what 3 people, so it's a little tough.
No one has
I mean,
to
you
go
don't
in the
have to.
river if they don't want to.
it's
And
not-
honestly,
Hmm.
only one of us should do it anyway. Either way. Because the Silent One and his little scions buggered off right at the beginning of all this. We don't really have a reliable guide. But luckily for us, we might have someone who comes close. Any of you remember Danny? Quiet kid.
Phantom?
Yeah, that one.
he's a friend of
Uh,
Connor.
We need to ask them very, very nicely and or convince them to take us to the River Styx. Because, being the child of who they are, their parent goes around the world all the time doing that kind of stuff.
Potential side note. Isn't it technically inherently easier if we just go get gear from another Pantheon instead of almost instant perfect death in the river of doom?
That's the thing. It's vague if that would work.
Yeah, and we should have a backup. I mean, what if I don't know.
What if the almost instant death be the backup, the final choice if all else fails type of thing?
I mean, if we're in the middle of fighting them and we're losing really badly, I don't know if we'll have time to pop down to the underworld at that point and get cursed. So
Okay, see, but curse is the issue there. Those are not normally things that we want to get.
Well, here's the
How about
thing.
this?
Hmm?
Oh, please go. Yeah, you
Uh,
probably have something smart to say, Allie.
I mean, I was just gonna say, we know how to break the curse. I mean, I can just do that after.
So
Hmm.
the thing that might make that hard, and I kind of also make the thing that you're saying hard, Solar. There's a reason the pantheons don't mix. And that is because the gods like to keep them separated. The chance we might find something like the world tree again and it being a weapon are pretty slim.
Right.
But they're not non-existent.
Plus, if we know how to
Also-
break the curse, because Ali keeps saying that, wouldn't that also be something to consider? Maybe we can like
I mean,
weaponize whatever that is that can break the curse.
Sure, let's drag
I-
a demigod kicking and screaming out of the labyrinth and all the way across the country into a river that we don't know the location of, and we might not even be able to find without a blessing.
Here-
I mean, sounds better than death.
I'm just saying, near the Little Tiber might be the perfect place to do this. And if we go back through the labyrinth and find a mortal who can see through the mist, or get Ariadne's string, we could navigate to LA probably, or California, in like maybe an hour, if even that.
Well,
And then
Everyone has the string, right?
yeah. So I guess that's out of the question. So anyone know a mortal who can just see through the mist?
Wait, hold on. Chiron allowed us on this quest.
Mhm.
We can ask for the string.
All right.
And the only mortal I know who can see through the mist is kind of busy.
That's fair.
Also, we'd have to get to California first, and I don't think.
Well, again, through the labyrinth, that's not an issue. Like the labyrinth, you can pop up on one side of the country and another in like 20 minutes or so. So like if we get the weapon and at least one of us has the curse and can take on Theseus, and we get him over to the Little Tiber at some point, or like manage to stage the fight near there, then we have a lot of backups. We can get him over the line and do this without hurting him by just removing the curse and hopefully incapacitating him. Or
Question.
Mhm.
The thing you keep mentioning what is that?
the Little Tiber.
Yeah, that.
Oh, it's the river that surrounds New Rome. I've only been there like once or twice, but
Okay. Why don't we just bottle up the water from there? That
put it in like a spray bottle and just spritz them. I
From
don't
what
know
I
if that works.
understand of magic water, I don't think it does apply. It's the
Yeah, I will say,
location
I
that's
believe it
part
is
of
the
magic.
crossing the boundary is what
Yeah.
does it.
well, Solab doesn't know that, so
Also, it's not the water itself; it's because the location also kind of matters a
Mhm.
little bit.
but wait, okay, so but then okay.
Either way, we're only going to do this plan if we want to. So, do you still want to go through with this, Allie, or do you want to try the other options? Because
I
let's be
wanna-
honest, you're our fighter.
Yeah. I want to go through with this. But as far as the weapon from another pantheon, we were just in the world tree, yeah?
Apparently,
Mhm.
Doesn't Norse mythology have a story about an invulnerable guy who got killed by a weapon?
not
Yes.
exactly a weapon per se. Kind
It
of
was a cousin
Our-
of Iron.
not my. It was a plant. He was killed by a
Yeah.
plant.
All right.
Well, yeah, it was like infused in a weapon.
Yes.
That
One of their
cosmetics.
gods is weak to mistletoe or something, I think.
That's such an unfortunate
was
name
that-
for a plant.
That was the vision I had when we were in there.
Rascal, you got something to say? You can-
I wish I didn't, but I got to. I had demigods, awful dreams. Whoopee. I saw my dad, and then I saw another dude, and they were like tiptoeing through a Christmas party, and like they grabbed mistletoe, and they were like, "Shh!" And I was like, "What the fuck? I'm not gonna say anything." And then it tumbled into something else, and then like it was a snake and a box, and I'm pretty sure the mistletoe was there. Snake, mistletoe, dad, other guy.
Are you saying we need to? Okay. Oh man, this is so much information. Eh. Okay, so our options right now is weaponize water from a river somewhere in the United States of America. Option number 2,
Barely an option. Let's
go
make
into
that
a
one clear.
second river where we have like a 99.8% of death. And then, or go somewhere that we don't know to find a person that we don't know and ask for a thing that we don't know if it's a specific thing or if it's like any of its kind. Are we on the same page on what our options are? And if we fail,
I mean, when you say it like
whole
that, it
world
sounds
is
kind of
dead.
slim.
If I may interrupt for a brief moment,
my dad's
Um,
speaking to me.
just to remind you, Solar, you're in the very first, like the morning of Capture the Flag, you did have a dream where you saw somebody carrying a crate of a very similar description down a set of stairs.
Oh, I remembered. That entire day I kind of blacked it out for reasons that I don't remember anymore. I think I was just like, may have woken up in the wrong side of the bed that day. I don't remember, but I remember I did have a dream about some stairs and some person walking down those stairs, carrying something that sounds similar to something we just said and spoke about. That's all I got from what Kelsey just said. I'm sorry. So do I remember what this person looks like, or is it just like a vague
In
No.
that vision, it was, you were seeing it like through that person's eyes, so you could see like their hands and like them stepping down, but not like who the person was.
I see. Oh, also, and I tell them about the image that I told Rascal about, because I'm gonna be a responsible RPer and actually share information that I have.
We love when that happens.
The best. So that's 2 things that I remembered to tell you all that I didn't tell you before because I forgot.
There also might be another reason why I think Allie might be suited to this.
Because she wants to.
Well, that will is incredibly important in everything, but 2 of the people who we know of that have done this were related to water in some kind of way. Achilles
Right.
was the son of a naiad.
And Percy.
Percy is the son of Poseidon.
Is there like a fire equivalent to this that I can potentially do?
I mean, you might convince Hephaestus to coat your body in molten celestial bronze. Don't think that would be very comfortable, though.
We could try it. It'll get a lot of molten celestial steel, though.
Are you even immune to fire?
Well, no. I to be honest, I actually don't know. Never actually attempted to emulate myself to find out.
Yeah.
But I have a horse that's on fire. It doesn't really bother me.
Well, as I recently found out, a lot of that fire is harmless when they don't want to attack, which was scary but nice.
It's true.
Your horse is terrifying, may I just say.
Hey, what's wrong with him? He's a good horse.
Yeah. Viren has gotten a little bit like pale. Fire. Yeah. Fire and I don't mix, let's just say.
It's a sun horse. It literally keeps you alive. What do you mean? You guys should be besties.
There's a lot of difference between the sun and fire.
The sun is just a ball of fire. We all know this.
Don't let any of the Festus cabin hear you say that.
That's fine. So we're digressing. So I still vote for Death River to be last option, or at least for me, if Ali wants to dive right in, hey, go for it. It's
Oh.
her life, not mine. You know, can't really speak for her. Sorry, Rascal, you wanted to say something?
Well, I was just gonna suggest, since we're all divided, we might as well just split up. 2 of us for the sticks and then 2 of us for the weapon.
I don't want to do that. Because,
Okay, then come with us to the River Styx then.
well, I'm just thinking that it may be better if that's not our first step, at least. Because
Either
isn't
way.
that where the Batstove are?
I mean, if we're being guided there by Child of Thanatos, we should be able to avoid any security. I mean, the monsters are in Tartarus, and we're just going to the regular underworld.
Sure.
Oh, so you
You're
might
not
even see
even-
Zoe.
Yeah, we're not even trying to go into the underworld where, like, you know, the TSA security is, and Cerberus, and the Furies and stuff. We're just popping over to the side and taking a dip. So
Okay,
Well, it might-
fine.
Not be that simple. But
Eh,
let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to convince the kid first.
Well, I mean, you have to convince me. Because, no offense, I kind of leave the sun around me or above me. Going underground, not my thing. I didn't know that was not my thing until like yesterday.
You don't have to tell me
So-
twice.
I might.
It would be lovely to dismantle the entire labyrinth brick by brick.
they did that before it came back.
Oh man, is the labyrinth
Why
like a
did it come
monster?
back?
Then? Maybe it's a monster itself. Like can be destroyed, but then it comes back after some time.
Yeah, but the way it was destroyed was weird. Anyway, if you don't want to come, Solar, that's fine. Are you coming
I mean-
with us, Rascal?
What was that? You were
I think
muted.
you're
I
There
was
you go.
unmuted, of course.
Awesome.
I mean, somebody has to go to keep you alive. So
Yeah, we
Um,
do kind of need you on that front.
and also I haven't had one of these stupid prophecies ever, so man, why does it have to be this one?
Either way, let's go and talk to Danny.
Fine.
They're probably playing on a Wii U or something. I don't know.
Okay. As you are on your way to go to Danny's tent, Noah walks up again and taps Allie on the shoulder and he's like, "Hey, do you have a second?"
No, no.
It's okay. You guys can go make out. We'll catch up. Don't worry.
Excuse me?
I just keep walking.
Hey, aren't you two thing.
We don't make out ever. We've never
I can't
done
hear
that.
you.
Not
You are
talking
yet.
away
literally
now.
only ever
Not
alone with
yet.
each other, so everyone else just assumes that you're. All right, sorry. We just go.
Yes, the three of them are just like gossiping and walking.
So are you gonna walk off with Noah?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. As you walk off with Noah, he turns around to the other three and winks. Just for funsies. And then when you guys are out of earshot, he says, okay, so like for serious though, I know something that I think that you should know.
Okay.
So you're going back in the labyrinth, right?
I guess. I don't think there's an entrance to the underworld here.
Okay, so I haven't told anybody this, but last year, the year before the quest from last year,
Mm-hmm.
there was another quest that was like top secret, confidential. The only reason I knew is because Piri was like, I'm going to be out for a few days. And I asked why. And I found out Theo and Piri were sent into the labyrinth on a scouting mission. And then when they came back, I don't really know what they found, but Piri was different. They were scribbling all kinds of things in the margins of notebooks and like super reclusive, more than usual. I did the whole sneaky thing with the invisibility cap one time, and I like looked at the notes, and it was just absolutely covered in Greek deltas all over. So I think there's something that changed Piri down there, and I think that this is gonna sound, I know that this sounds crazy. Keep an open mind, which I know you're so good at. I think that Piri is connected to the labyrinth almost in the same way that its original creator was.
Oh. I mean, considering that what we know about what caused the labyrinth to originally collapse, I mean, I guess it makes sense that there would be someone else that it would be connected to now.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Okay, so should I talk to Piri? What are you telling me to do here?
I just mean, be careful when you're down there. I think that there is more than just monsters trying to stop you. I think Piri can tell what goes on down there.
Cool. Yeah, I guess that's helpful. Not quite sure what to do about that. Also, why are you helping me?
Is it not enough to simply keep my fellow campers alive? Can I not participate in that? Listen. If you die in the labyrinth, I can't beat you at Capture the Flag anymore.
Yeah, I think I beat you the last time, so
That was a technicality and you know it.
can't hear you over the sound of my victory.
Where'd you even put the flag, huh? I don't see you wearing it anymore.
I mean, it'd be kind of gaudy to just wear it around.
Oh, so showing off your victories is gaudy now. Because I thought that didn't apply to you.
Listen, look and listen. I don't know why I'm arguing about this with you. This is stupid. Anyway, thanks for telling me.
You're welcome. Sorry, hold on. Can you say that? Can you just say that one more time?
I said, fuck you.
Well. Don't die, Allie.
Do my best.
And Noah turns around and walks away.
Yep. Are they near the lake?
Noah or the other three?
Where we were, me and Noah.
Yeah, sure.
I think Allie just turns around to face the lake, walks a little ways into it, and then just dunks her head in the water and does not let her powers keep her dry. And so she just like dunks her head, holds it there for a little bit, and then just like comes back up and then leaves the lake, just dripping wet.
Okay. So you now return to your other companions, soaking wet with lake water.
I've never seen you sweat that much before. Are you okay?
Man, that was a lot of action, huh?
Does this wait, what?
What? Hey, look, this is where the guy lives.
This is lake water, one, not sweat. That's
But you
gross.
couldn't-
What are you?
Get
What
wet.
are y'all doing in the lake?
Together, alone.
Together, alone, in your element.
I don't understand why everyone
You're
thinks
trying to. Oh.
That's why questions
Everyone
exist,
thinks-
Sally.
that this is happening when there's nothing happening.
You know, for a lot of nothing, that looks like a
Not
Mhm.
between me and Noah. There couldn't
Yeah.
possibly be a thing between us. That's you. That's what you sound like.
I can confirm.
I'm gonna knock on the door, and I
It's like when
realize
Byron's
it's a tent.
talking to.
He's trying real hard to keep it in.
They're very large, very structured tents. You can knock on them. It's fine. And after a second or two, somebody comes and unzips that part of the tent, and you see a very, very short girl with very long dark hair pulled back, just kind of, wearing casual camp clothes. And this is Danny, who you know to be the only child of Thanatos at camp. And she's like, hey, Viridian?
Yep, that's
Close
right.
enough.
Mm-hmm.
Viren.
Viren, right.
I literally give you your breakfast like every morning.
Yeah. What can I help you with?
Anyway, the four of us need some help.
That I can help you with?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if I like the sound of that.
Well, we need you to escort us to the River Styx.
You need me to escort you where?
And I look at the other three for help, and then
Do you remember my name?
You're Connor's friend, right?
Sorry, can you repeat that? The GM. What
Well,
was it? you said?
Siblings.
No, this is out of character. I didn't.
Oh.
I physically didn't understand what you said.
Danny said, you're Connor's friend, right?
Connor's friend. Connor's sibling. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I guess friend. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I've seen you around.
Nice. Are you one of the people that didn't go to Connor's poetry reading?
He's having a poetry reading?
He said he was, but nobody wanted to go.
Huh. I would have thought I would have seen a flyer. He usually makes one of those.
he got nervous. Anyway, we need your help to get to the river.
Okay, I almost don't want to ask, but why?
It's part of the
There's
quest.
only a few reasons that people need to go there. And one of them is when they're a ghost, and I don't think that's what's happening here.
Ali wants to
Correct
take a
me if I'm
shower in
wrong.
River Styx.
That's why I thought.
Mhm.
I want to go on the record and say that I think that's a terrible idea.
I agree.
Is there a reason that
Well-
you feel like you need to be doing this?
Alex,
Oh, well, we're going up against someone who already did it.
Didn't your parents ever be like, if all your friends jumped off a bridge? Did you ever get that one?
no.
No, because well, one of my dads is a god, and the other dad is that didn't really raise me because I grew up at camp. So
A common story. No teacher ever. Chiron hasn't said that.
I think Chiron said something similar.
Byron actually told me one time if all of your friends are doing something dangerous in a quest, you should probably help them.
To be fair,
Hey.
Ali is usually the one who jumps off the cliff first.
Yeah,
You know what?
Also,
How about
it's-
this?
our enemy who did it, not our friend.
How about Miss Lass? We flip a coin for it. Give up
Okay.
the chance.
How would that alter my decision? I think this is a terrible idea. I'm not sure if 50-50 chance is really gonna be helpful for anyone.
But at least if anything goes wrong, we can say, well, it wasn't your fault, wasn't our fault, it was the coin's fault.
No. If Allie does end up dying, you'd be right there anyway, and you could just quickly escort them into the line, and then you probably get some points with, that whole.
Also, you could get
So-
in some points with Connor because you helped Connor's big sibling. Just we are pretty tight.
So let me make sure I understand this. You are asking me to escort you to what is almost surely your immediate and painful death. And my compensation is that I might get the privilege of taking your ghost to the underworld after you die.
Only Ali's.
Well, it's also possible that we get killed by something else there.
You're not helping.
I mean, Hades recalled all of the Half-Bloods for a reason, I assume. There's probably something going on.
Maybe it's
I'm
tax
curious.
season. You don't know.
Actually, that's a good point. There might be tax season after you're dead.
Why else would you need Zoe for anything?
Zoe's pretty smart, but
That's true.
anyway.
That's why you need her for taxes.
Zoe did my taxes last year.
I don't do taxes. I don't
Is there
technically
a plan?
exist in the eyes of the government.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
Listen, I know it doesn't sound like a sweet deal because you're gonna do all the work and no reward. How about we sweeten the deal with something we can help you out with?
Do you really think that this is going to work?
Nope.
Yep.
I do.
Do you really think it is your last option? There's nothing
Last.
else that you can do?
That's also not something I believe. No.
I think that even if we do get this weapon to get
There's
rid
a
of
weapon you can use?
Yeah, but the whole
Hypothetically.
fact is, again, this person has bathed in the river Styx, so getting close enough to use it on their weak spot is
You don't know. Maybe we
Well,
can
why
throw
would
it
you
from
need-
afar.
Can't you use any weapon on their weak spot?
true. Oh, yeah, because we're just getting a weapon that you can just hit them with. But again, if they've bathed in the river Styx, it's going to be hard to get close enough for even,
She's not very good with the bow and arrow. I tried to teach her, but she's not up and close.
Okay,
enough.
listen.
Hold on, I'm a
Hey,
little
you're really
lost-
good at it. I'm just
I'm a little
not
lost
a
on this other
pro.
weapon business. Is
Haven't
there something
actually
special
seen-
about it? What is it?
It's like from another pantheon, nothing big. You know, it wouldn't require you to lead us to death, essentially.
Unless you could, that would be awesome.
Which that would also be welcome. Hey, you also get to be part of like, oh, when they tell this legend, who helped them get there? Danny did.
Okay. Here's the deal.
Mhm.
I will take you to the river if you go try this other option first.
Deal.
That's fair.
Okay.
Because that is, I'm not sure it's really sinking in at how dangerous it is to even go near that river.
It has sunken. My
It has
whole
not.
point
We want to
is
sink.
if we
Clearly.
use this other option with the weapon and it doesn't work, or we can't get close enough to use it, how are we supposed to get to the underworld or even away
get
from
it-
that battle?
Well,
I mean, I can
to-
shoot if we figure out the weak spot. I can just from afar, like.
To be fair,
So,
if you
like-
can't get close enough to use it, it probably doesn't matter whether or not you're invulnerable. I hate to be
Listen,
the voice, the Debbie Downer here, but
No, go
Debbie
ahead.
Downer, I guess. But that seems like a flaw.
I mean, if I'm invulnerable, it doesn't matter how hard he hits me.
Yeah, and then
So
you're
I
just
could get
gonna
in
be
close.
you're just gonna be pool noodling each other for eternity. That doesn't.
Yeah,
sound
but
like
if
fun.
I also have the weapon, I can hurt him, but he can't hurt me.
Well, you're saying, but if we have the weapon, you don't need to be invulnerable if it works. If it doesn't work,
But
then
I'm
you are
saying
just pool noodling, right?
If it works, just depending, like if it's an arrow, he can hit it away with his sword. If we get some sort of spear or something, like again, hit away with his sword, or like break it, or like stop us from hitting him. Because from what I've heard, he's a really good weapons person.
Who is?
Uh,
No, Theo,
Oh,
that's the name.
should have just taken Rascal. Rascal's the charismatic one.
Hey, Honesty's charismatic.
It really
Theo has the Curse of Achilles,
yeah.
and you're gonna try to fight him.
Well, I don't want to.
That's why I want the Curse of Achilles, because
She wants to go
Apparently-
toe to toe with one of our best fighters.
yeah, and apparently I'm not good enough just as myself. So,
Nobody said that. I think you're great.
well, thanks.
I just don't want you to die.
Okay, I have one more question. Once you are invulnerable or have this weapon, whatever
Mhm.
path you choose, how are you going to find them and use it?
We
Do
know
you know where to
what
find
they're
them?
trying to. We know what they're trying to do, and if we stop them enough times, they'll have to face us.
Okay.
That
Also-
or we can, I'm assuming they're at like the center of the labyrinth. So we can just use Ariadne's string and ask Chiron for it and use that.
Also, I do want to point out that if the river stuff doesn't go well, we lose one of our more knowledgeable party members. No offense, Rascal. I know you're super knowledgeable, but not on the things that Ali
No, real,
knows
none
about.
taken. Please, just
Yeah, Ali-
continue to insult me like I'm not here.
No,
Allie's like, I think,
I'm not
the
insulting
only
you.
person with perfect attendance in mythology class, which, run by Noah, obviously.
What is attendance?
Okay, I took that class and had perfect attendance because he would not stop lording it over me that he knew more than me. So of course I had to study harder to keep up with the stupid child of Athena.
Oh, who? What?
And you thought it was a good
who?
idea to learn from him?
That wasn't the only mythology class I took, okay?
But isn't that just like admitting that he knows more than you if he's the one teaching you?
Shut up.
You want me to help you here.
Okay,
Yeah, Ali,
listen.
be nice.
Why did this conversation turn to me?
I was giving you a very nice compliment saying you're a more knowledgeable person and you got all defensive about Noah. I don't know. You're the one who jumped there.
Okay,
Pick him up.
my deal still stands. I will take you to the river if you also try this other option first.
And
Fine.
let's try and find.
I have an idea for that actually.
Raxco, you said you saw your parent throwing the weapon or doing what with it?
They grabbed some mistletoe. It wasn't necessarily a weapon, but some of y'all had said something about mistletoe being
It's
used as a yeah.
it's the thing that killed the other invulnerable being. Did your parent look any different?
Well, I said he was flashing between him and somebody else, and then there was a snake. Is there a snake in Nor? I barely even know our own mythology, so.
Well, my dad has something to do with snakes, doesn't he? Your dad has something to do with snakes too. What is it called? The caduceus, is it? The staff with the two snakes? Sorry, I was reading up on Critical Role. Sorry.
But yeah, out of character. I think that is called the what you call the caduceus.
Yeah, but what does it mean then when when you see both your dad and something else fluttering?
Well, know how the different pantheons work.
Was that a question for me?
I was asking these two.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I found out that they existed today.
I mean, define work.
Good point.
I mean, how does
Gods.
the Greek pantheon work?
The gods are reflections in the pantheons, usually. I think you were seeing the reflection of your father in the Norse pantheon.
So the trickster of the Norse pantheon.
I
So, okay.
can't ask her. We cannot go and bother her.
Bother her.
Woohoo.
Well, my mom is a clear-sighted mortal, is one thing. But
So
also
you
they
would
know
rather
a lot of things.
What is a clear-sighted mortal? This is out of character. Is that something I need to recognize?
See through the mist.
Someone who can
Ah.
someone who can see through the mist can guide through the labyrinth.
Gotcha. So you would have let Allie take a dive in River Styx before talking to your mom?
No, that's not it. Hold on. Let's be clear. I love talking to my mom. Not about quest stuff. They hate talking about quest stuff.
Oh,
It's also when I didn't even know about the mistletoe thing, but like they know a lot of things. They're weird. They were a history and classics major, and then they joined the park rangers. Whatever. Enough about my history. You all didn't need to know that.
no, keep going.
Okay, yeah, they went to UCLA. They got a bachelor's in classics and a master's degree, and then they went and joined the National Park Service and went to NorCal, and then they met my mom in the National Forest. They didn't realize, oh my God, that 10-foot tall woman's actually a tree. And then they fell in love and had me. Whatever. End of story.
I think
we're
that's
here.
the most information you've ever shared with me in all the years I've known you.
Honestly, at any given time, to be honest.
I've been trying to be more open.
You
But
know what?
this is irrelevant
I'm proud
because
of you. You did really well. I'm good job, Fire. So I guess
this
we
is
gotta
irrelevant
go.
because my mom's kind of hate talking about, divine stuff.
That's fair.
My other mom had kind of a bad experience when working for not going to say who.
Okay, now we're oversharing. We have things to do, so we can
Okay.
we can talk on the way. We can walk and talk.
Let's walk and talk. Where are we walking, first of all?
I guess the labyrinth.
Gotcha.
There are, since Chiron did approve the quest, he's gonna have a couple like instructions and like helpful handouts for you before you leave.
While we're
we should get
walking
one of
towards Chiron, I would like to address the party real quick. It's like keeping the conversation going, so to speak. Just be like,
You all are his students, so you go and talk to Chiron, since I've already talked to them. I need to go find, and I hold up the broken parts of my crook. I need to go find something else to hit things with.
okay,
And also, I'm going to go get just a couple of the backpacks.
okay.
And I am going to go over to our good old training coach.
Good old training coach, Clarice.
Yes, I am.
All right, you find Clarice easily enough, working with a couple of the other campers in like a makeshift sparring ring training area, and she's like in the middle of fighting, like with a sparring match, like wooden swords and stuff. When you walk up,
I'll wait for the match to conclude.
after a couple minutes and several embarrassing attempts on the camper's part to try to disarm Clarice, she like swats the sword out of their hand and just like gives a little push, and they fall out of the ring. And she turns around and looks at you and is like, "What?"
I was wondering if you maybe had an extra weapon lying around. I broke mine.
You broke it? Was it magic?
No, but I need something that can defeat monsters potentially.
Okay. We used to have a rack. There's a pile over there on the tarp of stuff we found along the way. So I guess you can pull from one of those.
Okay. I was also, I'm not very good at fighting that well with the normal
Yes, I do
sword
know.
style.
Yes, I know.
I was hoping actually to get your advice on if you could help me pick one out that you think would be good for me.
Ah, okay. Sure. Give me just a second. And she turns and like there's like 2 or 3 other campers over there. And she's like, I want 45 push-ups and 2 laps. I'll be back in 2 minutes. And like waves a hand to take you over to the weapons tarp. And what kind of weapon are you envisioning, Milan?
So Viren fights with like a staff that's pretty
Mhm.
long, that 1 or 2 hands. Probably some kind of polearm. Probably a really long spear is what I'm envisioning.
Okay. So she takes you over to the tarp. There's some various swords, like regular celestial bronze and the wooden practice ones and various other things. And there is the one that she helps you pick out is a really long staff that has 2 pointed spear tips on either end, made of celestial bronze. And the middle is just like sturdy, like wood, the same material as your shepherd's crook.
Might be concerned that this is made out of redwood.
Should you be concerned that it's made out of redwood? I'm just giving you like a very challenging glare.
I mean, I made this from something of mine. No, this looks.
Do you have a problem with the weapon I'm helping you pick out?
I just never pictured myself picking up a weapon, to be fair. I kind of just figured I'd use this forever.
How long have you been at camp?
That's a good point. It's been quite a few years. I was like, I don't track years as well. It's been about like 12 summers.
we all pick up weapons eventually, kid. And she gives you a very hearty like smack on the back and sends you off.
All right. And I go and put the very long pole arm on my back.
And then as you are walking to rejoin the others, Melly comes up to you. But before we do that conversation, the others are gonna chat with Chiron.
Oh, I want to, while we walk into Chiron, I was gonna turn to the other two and be like, I know that it's almost inevitable for us demigods or half bloods to. It's almost inevitable that we're gonna end up fighting whoever stands in our way, but I would rather we don't do that.
Elaborate. What do you mean?
I don't think we need to fight Theo and whoever's on his side.
Okay, Twilight Sparkle, then we use the power of friendship and magic to solve our problems. Get it? Because you have a horse, and I was just trying to relate to you. And did that work?
I don't feel related to, no.
Oh, well, boo-hoo. Look, it's not going to work. We're going to scrap. You don't have to. We can take care of it, and then maybe you can, like, kiss our boo-boos for us.
Okay. When you're on the ground crawling because somebody better than you knocked you to the ground, maybe then you'll remember the attitude you're giving me, Rascal.
And I'll probably give the same attitude if we're lucky.
We'll see. All right. Okay. He's just gonna, Solaris is gonna look at Allie and then just sigh and just keep walking.
All right.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I love it. No, it's the best. Are you kidding? Oh yeah. Breaks my heart for the character, but fuck yeah, I love it.
And I was like, the tension, I love it. But also, are you okay?
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna trash talk back, but also I love you for it. It's the best thing ever.
So you make your way up to Chiron, who is standing kind of near the shed, checking on the like reinforcements on it. There's been like one of those wooden lock bar type things that like goes down to a wood door to like keep it shut. Like that's down, and some other things. And he sees you walking up and says, yes, I was hoping to catch you before you left. Have a few pieces of advice, as it is. You may be wondering where the typical questing backpacks are, our standard issue. We do not have them here at camp at the moment. They are with the things that did not get picked up from the big house. So if you need those, you're going to have to go there. Also, when you go to the big house, you may see things and think that secrets have been kept from you. And it is normal to feel that way. That is all.
Wait, is that all? Like all, or all for this section of what you're saying?
I wish that I had more to offer you. You have your weapons, etc. The backpacks with ambrosia squares and other things are at the big house. So my advice to you is that you should go get those before you start the rest of your journey. I think that you will find the contents of the big house basement useful in your quest? And he's looking like very directly, like making very direct eye contact with each of you as he says that.
I'm gonna go find Fire and Ton. Then he heads out.
Okay. And Byron, as you are walking back over to where the others are with Chiron, Melly runs up and is like, okay, I'm glad you didn't leave. Before you go, I have something for you. And they reach into a pocket and pull out this little drawstring pouch and just kind of like push it at you.
You haven't been this flustered in a while. Are you okay?
Just take it. It was a gift from my mother. It'll help if you, just in case, if you really need it, plant it, give it any water, and eat what grows.
Hey, thanks. And I will put it in the backpack.
Okay.
Your mom doesn't like me and my mom very much.
No, she does not.
Thank you.
Come
You'll
back,
be
okay?
happy. Yeah. I think we have a lot of stuff to talk about when I come back.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
I want to talk about them. I
do
like
too.
us.
Me too.
And I think Viren blushes. I think for Viren, blushing looks a little weird. But yeah.
There's a couple flowers just like in Melly's hair that are just kind of there, like daisy chain kind of thing, and a few of them like turn bright red. just bright red. And Melly goes in for one more hug before you send off.
I will give them a hug as well and go and meet my friends.
Okay, so you stand before the entrance to the labyrinth, armed with a few weapons and some knowledge and a helpful friend. And as you step into the labyrinth, we are going to cut for the evening and get into that next time. So that's a wrap on this session. I had a wonderful time. I don't know about all of you, but we're going to do our outros. So tell us who you are, where you can find you, what else you do on the internet, and, you know, how you're feeling, how your character's feeling. So let's go backwards order from last time. So we'll start with Morgan.
Hi, I'm Morgan, also known as Imaginatrix on the internet. You can find me under Imaginatrix on Instagram and Twitter and my website and all sorts of places. I'm mainly a cosplayer, so if you like cosplay, especially Percy Jackson cosplay, you can check me out. And then I think Allie is feeling hyped, a bit disappointed that she doesn't get to take a swim in the reverse Styx right away. But ready to do something actionable.
All right, very good. And Joel.
Oh, hi, I'm Joel. I go by Shadow Ace mostly on the internet. Typically, you can find me here on Wednesdays. I'll be here on Wednesday for the foreseeable future. I am part of Talking XP. We usually do a Curse of Strahd campaign Monday nights. We recently just leveled up to level 6, and I got my character's HP to a total of 34, and I'm super excited. Now things won't one-shot me. Now they kill me in 2 hits. And then I have that's it mostly. Travelers of the Multiverse is a podcast that I'm also a part of, but I don't think we have it. We don't have an established like schedule for that, so I might have to go back to it at a later date. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter, where I do writing and all kinds of other cool nerdy stuff. It's in the chat. It's fine.
All right, very cool. And Milan.
Hey, I'm Milan, also known as Mallard on the internet. Nailed it that time. You can find me over on Twitter at MallardMan_. You can find me over on Twitch with the same username. Just chop off that underscore. And you should go and follow me on both of those places. I am pretty close to a milestone on each. You can find me Fridays on the Critical Misses channel, the second week of May, for our season 2 of what was it called? Our Star Trek actual play. That's the name I need to remember. In addition, pretty soon, coming on Mondays, you can find me for the Kindred of Fog City on Neon Lights Roleplay with who's in that cast already? Okay, that's gonna be stacked. Every other Monday, starting up sometimes in May as well. In addition, every other Tuesday, you can find me on the Through Hall of Flames podcast, available on every podcatcher, where we play Dungeons and Dragons, GM'd by the amazing It's Doridla. And I have had 2 back-to-back stressful episodes. Thanks, Dee, if you're watching. You aren't, but you know. Other than that, you should just follow me on my Twitter, where I announce stuff all the time and just post utter nonsense. So follow me for utter nonsense.
I am proud to be part of a proud tradition of stressing you out during sessions. All right, and Vin.
Hi guys, I'm Vin at VinVoxVA on Twitter. I'm a voice actor who does tabletop things, and my god am I doing tabletop things. Catch me on Fridays while I'm making my premiere on Gehenna Gaming for Little Mork Borg. I'm ready to get gruesome and possibly die. Saturdays, I have Urban Shadow 2nd Edition, Trouble in the Second City New Blood. This is a repeat group of a 3-shot we did. We loved it so much we got back together for another 3 episodes. And then Sunday, I'm right back on Gehenna Gaming for a showing of Strixhaven After the Fall. And that's me.
Very cool. All right, I am Kelsey, aka Crouchy Old Woman, on several platforms. You can find me on Twitter as @crochet_BBY, and you can find me on TikTok as Crouchy Old Woman with the underscores. Those are pretty much the 2 places that I exist, except also this channel on Wednesday nights, where I run this game for only a couple more weeks. The subtitles are all kinds of wild this evening. Anyway, I believe when I checked earlier today on Twitter, I'm very close to a milestone as well. So that would be super exciting if I got a few more followers. And that's pretty much all I'm doing right now. I'm on the show. I exist on the internet. And I'm also planning on doing TikTok cosplay things in the near future. And then as one final reminder / housekeeping, if you would like our wonderful cast, our very stressed out demigods, to get some more helpful magical items, for every sub that we get on our channel between now and the end of this show, the end of the finale, I will be giving our players a magical item or other such special magical boon. For example, this pouch with the seed that was given to Viren this evening was a magic item from our sub this week, which may or may not have come from Milan, but that's beside the point. All right, join us next week, and we're going back into the labyrinth.